It's interesting because it's a very different film for me to have made. People remember A Song for Raggy Boy and some of those tougher films that I made, sort of tough subjects, and this is a thriller. It's a kind of a chiller. It's a different sort of film, but I hope people will get involved in the kind of atmosphere and the feeling of it, and I think maybe jump once or twice. I mean, for me, what the film is about is saying what it is to be different. You know, if you're an outsider in a community, people have to find some thing about you or some excuse that sort of says you're this or you're that because you're different and you don't fit in. And it just so happens that it's a genre piece as well, you know. So to kind of combine the two things. I wanted to do something that was very different to what I'm maybe known for. And people think, you know, my work is very dark. And I just thought it'd be interesting to try and do something that's different. I didn't write the script. So it's an interesting thing to come on board on a piece and try and make it your own. And you know, try and do something that's different. And there are days on it that were hard because of that, you know. It's not, because you're constantly trying to tell yourself that story. You know, if I've written something, I know the story. And so you're trying to interpret something else, and that's kind of constantly there, you know. I think she's amazing in the film. Because sometimes with them, I've worked with children a lot. I forget how often. And in, you know, in Raggy Boy there were, you know, quite a number of children. And so to have, for her it's difficult, she's a child on her own, you know, everyone else in the film is an adult. And I found her, we were going to film in Scotland at one time. And so I started to look in Scotland for a child, because sometimes it can take quite a long time to find the child you want. And I wanted a child who hadn't acted before. I just think for this part, I just think they, you know, if you get the right child, they just make it really real. They just do it, you know, naturally. Without any of that sort of baggage of drama school, and you know, they're not acting, they're being. And she was the first child I saw, so I think we were meant to be together. I'm a huge fan of Danish cinema and your industry, and you know, it's just lovely to kind of know a place where you're accepted as a filmmaker, proper sort of grown-up filmmaker. And it's always been a lovely festival. I mean, it's interesting this year when you see the programme, you see that it's the first year that it's combined in the form that it's in now, and I think it'll be really exciting. I think it's a lovely thing to give an award to a first-time filmmaker, to help them make another film and to help the film that they've made be successful. Because you know what I know what that's like as a filmmaker. I mean, the Raggy Boy became a successful film because of the festival here in Copenhagen in 2003. I mean, it's just interesting. It's lovely when people accept it, you know. And my work is kind of better known out of my own country. It's interesting. And so that's really nice, yeah.